Hey developers, welcome to Optinex Tech. Imagine boosting your app's functionality with just one button, a button that can do more, open more, and deliver more with a single tap. Introducing the customizable floating action button, your app's gateway to fast actions, enhanced user experience, and limitless possibilities. Whether it's for tasks, chats, uploads, or quick shortcuts, the FAB is a game changer. Want to learn how you can build a dynamic, fully customizable FAB that fits your app's needs? Let's dive in. We have already created React app. In that, create new folder named FAB inside components folder which contains two files, index.jsx for component logic and fab.css for custom styling. In index.jsx, we'll start by importing useStateHook from React and the CSS file for styling the component. Then, we define our FAB component, which takes several props like icon, actions, position, color, and size for full customization. We set up a useStateHook to track whether the FAB is open or closed. Next, we add the toggle FAB function, which simply toggles the FAB between open and closed states using the setIsOpen function. Then, we return a div with class name FAB container, where the position prop will determine its placement on the screen. Next, we render the FAB button itself. This button can be fully customized with styles like color, width, and height. The default background color is set to bluish color and default size is 56 pixels. When the button is clicked, the toggle FAB function is triggered. If no icon is provided, it defaults to a simple plus sign. Now, let's render the action menu. We use dynamic class names, such as open, which apply when the isOpen state is true. This controls whether the action buttons are visible. We dynamically generate the actions using the actions array. We use the map function to render each action button inside the FAB menu. Each action has class name FAB action and customizable properties like color and text color. The dynamic onClick function executes the action's callback and closes the menu after the action is triggered. If action icon is present, we render a span with class name FAB action icon for that icon. Then, we display an action label using span tag. Finally, we export the default FAB component to use in other parts of the app. Let's start by styling the main container of the FAB. We position it as fixed to ensure it stays in place during scrolling, and we set a high Z index to keep it above other elements. Now, we specify the positioning for the FAB in the bottom right corner of the screen. By setting the bottom and right properties, we place the button where users can easily access it. Similarly, we can position the FAB in other corners by defining additional classes for bottom left, top right, and top left positions. The FAB button class styles our floating action button to create a visually appealing and interactive element. We remove the default border and give it a circular shape with border radius 50%. The text color is set to white, and we use a font size of 24 pixels for better visibility. By utilizing Flexbox, we ensure that the button's content is centered both vertically and horizontally. The cursor changes to a pointer when hovered, indicating that it's clickable. To enhance the button's appearance, we add a subtle shadow with box shadow, and we incorporate smooth transitions for transformations. To enhance user experience, we add a hover effect that scales the button slightly larger when hovered over, providing visual feedback. The FAB Actions class positions the action buttons absolutely above the FAB, using bottom 70 pixels to ensure they appear just above it. We set the layout to flex with a column direction for a vertical stack. Initially, the opacity is set to 0 and pointer events are disabled, making them unclickable until the FAB is activated. Smooth transitions for opacity and transform properties provide a polished opening effect when the FAB is toggled. When the FAB is opened, we change its opacity to 1 and enable pointer events to allow interaction. The transition effect makes the menu appear smoothly. The FAB Action class styles the individual action buttons with a vertical margin of 8 pixels and no border, while padding of 12 pixels ensures a comfortable clickable area. We round the corners using a border radius of 50 pixels and use Flexbox to align items centrally, justifying them to the start. The cursor changes to a pointer on hover, and a font size of 16 pixels enhances readability. Smooth background color transitions improve interactivity, complemented by a subtle shadow for depth, while white space now wrap prevents text wrapping. We implement a hover effect for the action buttons that changes their background color. If there's an icon associated with the action, we style it for alignment. This ensures a clean and consistent look across all action buttons. First, we import the FAB component that we'll use to implement the floating action button in our app. Next, we import the icons we need for our actions from the React Icons library. We're using the iOutline file for creating tasks and iOutline message for starting a chat. Within the app component, we create an array called actions to define the different functionalities we want to attach to our FAB. Then, we render the FAB component with a plus sign as the main icon. The actions prop passes an array of action buttons, while position is set to bottom right to place it in the lower right corner of the screen. The color prop defines the FAB background color as a shade of blue, and we specify the size as 60 pixels for a larger, more prominent button. Now our development is completed. Let's see the floating action button component in action. As you can see, we have a vibrant blue FAB positioned in the bottom right corner, marked with a plus sign, inviting user interaction. When we click the FAB, it expands to reveal two action buttons, New Task and New Chat, each represented by distinct icons. Selecting New Task triggers an alert indicating that a new task has been created, while New Chat initiates a chat. Notice how smoothly the buttons appear and how the main FAB elegantly closes after an action is selected. This intuitive design enhances user experience, providing quick access to essential actions without cluttering the interface. And that's a wrap. We now have fully dynamic and customizable FAB component in React which can be used for any use case. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Click the bell icon for upcoming videos.